Judges chapter 20. And there came forth all the sons of Israel, and the congregation held an assembly as one man, from Dan and unto Beersheba, and the land of Gilead, before the Lord in Mizpeh. And the region established all of the people in all of the tribes of Israel in the assembly of the people of God, 400,000 men on foot, unsheathing the broadsword. And the sons of Benjamin heard that the sons of Israel ascended unto Mizpeh. And the sons of Israel said, Tell where this evil took place. And the man answered, the Levite, the husband of the woman having been murdered, and said, I came unto Gibeah of Benjamin, I and my concubine, to rest up. And the men rose up against me, the ones of Gibeah, and they encircled upon me, upon the house at night, and wanted to kill me. And they humbled my concubine, and sported with her, and she died. And I took hold of my concubine, and I dismembered her, and I sent out into every border of the inheritance of Israel, for they committed folly in Israel. Behold, all you, the sons of Israel, make to yourselves an account and plan here. And all the people rose up as one man, saying, We shall not enter a man into his tent, and we shall not turn aside a man to his house. And now this is the thing which we shall do to Gibeah. We will ascend against it by lot, and we shall take 10 men out of 100 for all the tribes of Israel, and 100 out of 1,000 men, and 1,000 out of 10,000 men, to take a provision for the people, to complete the task to the ones in going unto Gibeah of Benjamin, against all the folly which they did in Israel. And came together every man of Israel to the city, as one man coming. And the tribes of Israel sent out men in all the tribe of Benjamin, saying, What is this evil that took place among you? And now give over the impious men in Gibeah, and sons of Belial, and we shall kill them, and lift away evil from out of Israel. But the sons of Benjamin wanted not to hear the voice of their brothers of the sons of Israel. And the sons of Benjamin came together from out of their cities to Gibeah, to go forth into battle array against the sons of Israel. And the sons of Benjamin were numbered in that day, from out of the cities, 25,000 men unsheathing the broadsword, apart from the ones dwelling in Gibeah. These numbered 700 chosen men from out of all of the people, ambidextrous. All these were slingers, casting stones accurate to the hair, and not missing entirely. And every man of Israel were numbered separate from the sons of Benjamin, 400,000 men unsheathing the broadsword. All these were men warriors. And they rose up and ascended unto Bethel, and asked of God. And the sons of Israel said, Who shall ascend to us, guiding to wage war with the sons of Benjamin? And the Lord said, Judah shall ascend guiding. And the sons of Israel rose up in the morning, and camped at Gibeah. And every man of Israel went forth for war against Benjamin. And the man of Israel deployed against them for war against Gibeah. And came forth the sons of Benjamin from out of the city, and they utterly destroyed in Israel in that day 22,000 men upon the ground. And the people strengthened the man of Israel, and they proceeded to deploy for war in the place in which he deployed there on the first day. And the sons of Israel ascended up and wept before the Lord until evening, and asked of the Lord, saying, Shall I proceed to draw near for war against the sons of Benjamin, my brother? And the Lord said, ascend against him. And the sons of Israel came forward against the sons of Benjamin in the second day. And Benjamin came forth to meet them from out of Gibeah on the second day. And they utterly destroyed, yet from out of the people of Israel 18,000 men upon the ground, all these unsheathing the broadsword. And all the sons of Israel ascended up, and all the people, and came unto Bethel, and wept, and sat there before the Lord, and fasted in that day until evening. And they offered a whole burnt offering for deliverance before the Lord. And the sons of Israel asked in the Lord, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord was there in those days. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, stood before it in those days, saying, Shall I proceed still to go forth for war against the sons of Benjamin, my brother, or slacken? And the Lord said, Ascend, and tomorrow I will deliver him into your hand. And the sons of Israel placed an ambush in Gibeah round about. And the sons of Israel ascended against the sons of Benjamin on the third day, and they deployed against Gibeah as once before, and once before that. And the sons of Benjamin came forth for meeting the people, and were drawn away from out of the city. And they began to strike from out of the people, slain as once before, and once before that, in the ways which there is one ascending to Bethel, and one ascending to Gibeah in the field, about 30 men of Israel. And the sons of Benjamin said, They stumble before us as before. And the sons of Israel said, We should flee and pull them out from out of the city into the ways. And every man of Israel rose up from out of his place, and deployed in Baal Tamar. And the ambush of Israel wrestled from out of its place from the descent of Gibeah. And they arrived right opposite Gibeah, 10,000 chosen men from out of all Israel. And the battle weighed down, and they knew not that hurt has been affixed upon them. And the Lord put Benjamin to flight before Israel. And the sons of Israel utterly destroyed among Benjamin in that day 25,100 men, all these unsheathing the broadsword. And the sons of Benjamin beheld that they were put to flight, and the man of Israel gave place to Benjamin, for they hoped upon the ambush which they arranged near Gibeah. And the ambush advanced, and they poured out against Gibeah. And the ambush went, and they struck all the city by the mouth of the broadsword. And the arranged order was with the man of Israel with the ambush, for them to offer a signal fire of smoke from the city. And the man of Israel turned in the battle, and Benjamin began to strike slain against the man of Israel about 30 men, for they said, Surely being put to flight, he was put to flight before us, as the battle before. And the signal fire began to ascend from out of the city as a column of smoke. And Benjamin looked behind him, and, behold, there ascended the consummation of the city unto the heaven. And the man of Israel turned, and the man of Benjamin hastened, for he beheld that a bad thing has touched him. And they leaned before the man of Israel in the way of the wilderness, and the battle fell upon them unawares. And the ones from the city, they utterly destroyed them in their midst. And they cut up Benjamin, and pursued him according to his feet, and trampled him unto opposite Gibeah, towards the rising of the sun. And 18,000 men from out of Judah fell, all these men of power. And they turned aside, and fled into the wilderness to the rock of Rimmon. And they gleaned him in the ways, 5,000 men. And they cleaved after them unto Gidom, and struck from out of them 2,000 men. And it came to pass, all the ones falling among Benjamin was 25,000 men unsheathing the broadsword in that day. All these were men of power, and they turned aside and fled into the wilderness to the rock of Rimmon, 600 men. And they stayed at the rock of Rimmon 4 months. And the man of Israel turned against the sons of Benjamin, and struck them by the mouth of the broadsword, from the next city unto beast, and unto all being found in the cities, and the cities being found they burned by fire.